If it is or if it ain't, it's gonna come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is February the 24th, 2024, and today the topic is Out of Place. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope you guys had a wonderful Friday. Mine was just fine. Yeah, mine was good overall. Did not film the episode of the GSL talk show that I thought I was going to film. Outside of that, I did everything else that I had intended to do. I gave myself the unwind experience. So yes, your girl has a fresh mani and petty. Okay, I ain't looking crazy out here like I've been looking, I guess, like the past couple of weeks. So that was a nice moment. Man, I guess I was just pretty much excited about the play, honestly. I just kind of was like trying to rest and stuff like that. There was a few meaningful conversations and stuff like that I had yesterday, but my mom was like, girls' night out, wife's night out, or whatever. So, yes, I ended up going to support my homegirl, Maria, in the play that she was in called The Family Table. I think it was nice overall. The play was nice, talented people, and everything like that. I mean, of course, as somebody that creates, I'm always going to be thinking about a lot of things in regards to it. So I know, like, my friends were asking me my opinions and whatnot, and I was like, well, one, I didn't feel comfortable sharing my opinions at the play, you know what I'm saying? Not that it was bad. I'm not saying nothing about the play was bad. It's just that, again, when you're like a creative person, you're like thinking about details, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And then afterwards, I see my homegirl. She did a great job at her character. Of course, afterwards, she's chit-chatting with us, but then she's like trying to, I guess, introduce me to people and stuff. I'm like, sis, this is your moment. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be thinking about the networking. But hey, man, one thing Maria is great at is performing and promoting. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, I think they're doing it again tonight. If you are in the Atlanta area and you want to go check it out, like I said, it was a nice play. Great singing, great performing, good stuff overall. And then afterwards, me and my homegirl, Alicia. Oh, well, my brother from another mother, aka my co-star of the Cast movie, Kelvin, he came last night as well, which I wasn't sure if he was going to come or not. I know I invited him earlier this week. So he actually showed up and whatnot, and so it was good to see him there as well. But yeah, so afterwards we went out to dinner. But I think it's the inspiration for today's juice because the place that we went, well, one, it was super late. Like we didn't get out of the play till like maybe 11 something, which I wasn't expecting that. Because I think the show started at 7:30, but I don't think they started on time. So that could have been because things got pushed back a little bit. But anyway, so yeah, we didn't get out of the play till like 11 something. So, and then I'm hungry because I was like preparing all day to eat dinner. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, so we went to this place. I think it's called Esco or something, and like when I saw it online, it gave like elevated, nice vibes. But and not to say it wasn't, I'm just saying that it was more so club vibes when we got there. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt a little out of place. Like I know my friend kept asking me like, do we need to go? Are you okay? I was like, no, I'm fine. It wasn't that. How can I say if I didn't like anything about it, it was because it was so loud in there, right? Like it was like I think I was wanting an experience where me and her could sit, chill, talk, you know what I'm saying, and eat some good food. You know what I mean? And it was more of a like, hey girl, what you know what I mean? It was like that. So that's what I mean. And who knows, maybe I am, or maybe I was out of place because again, around us, people are going, I guess having their good time the way that they have their good time. The music wasn't necessarily my jam, you know what I'm saying? So that type of thing, because it's like I don't know none of the music that's playing other than they would play some little old school stuff every now and then. I'm like, okay, I remember some of this, but um, so that's the thing. And then it's super loud in there. And then I know he's kind of picking at the DJ because I guess there was a DJ. I just know every so often, like somebody, I'm assuming on the mic, or maybe that was just the way that the music was mixed, but they were saying like all S. I'm not gonna say the word, but y'all know the S word. So throughout the evening, you're just hearing somebody go all S. You know what I'm saying? And then they're playing loud music. All S. And I was like, is it a DJ? Who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, is there no other transition between the music? So who knows? Like what all I was saying yesterday, man. And then all I remember there, like it took a while to get the food, and which the waitress, told us it was gonna take a while. But I was like, okay, and so when the food finally did come, there was like this dude. All I remember is this part. So there was this dude that was like right next to me. It seemed like he was looking at my plate or whatever. I'm like, sir, I just got this plate. Look, these is my two fishes and fries. So yeah, that probably wasn't the best Christian thing to do. I could have shared, right? But I mean, I was waiting for this meal all day, what I'm saying? Anyway, so needless to say, have you guys ever felt that way? You know what I'm saying? Have you ever felt like, man, I feel out of place. Like, am I in the wrong place right now? Um, yeah, I guess I kind of felt that way last night, and that kind of inspires this conversation. I didn't know if I was going to do the juice this morning, because, but then again, y'all know that I do it as the Lord leads in regards to the time. So here I am. So out of place is the conversation. And here's the verses and whatnot that was standing out to me in regards to this. So John 15:19, it says, if you were of this world, the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of this world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Ooh, that might be Pope. You know what? Here's something interesting, and this might be Pope as well. Y'all know that phrase, I'm sure y'all have heard, and I'm sure I probably said it at some point. In this world, but not of the world, right? Y'all heard it? Now, I don't know if it's in another translation, but I know I was looking for it this morning and it was not there. So I've drawn the conclusion that apparently that's another one of those verses that, we say, but ain't really biblical. That we're in the world and not of the world. Now, maybe again, that could be a translation, maybe of this verse, right? Or something like that. It could be a translation of one of the other verses that are similar. But yeah, I didn't see those words verbatim that were in the world but not of the world. But yeah, I could definitely understand the feeling though. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, yeah, I'm not thinking about the things that are, it seems like normal people are thinking about, or whatever. And so again, maybe this is resonating with, you all, maybe this, maybe you felt this way at some point in your life. Well, one, I mean, I guess the thing is to know that that's not necessarily a bad thing, even though it feels like it, it feels like it sometimes because you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I the one thinking about? I used to be like that. I used to, again, I wrote all about it, check it all out. But I definitely used to feel like that, especially in my single days. I used to be like, Lord, I feel like I'm over here thinking about stuff that other people my age ain't even thinking about. Like, why I gotta be the one thinking about it? Now, I didn't know, GSL and the rest of what the Lord was gonna do again with me, for me, and through me was on the way. All I know is back in those days, I'm like, I just want to live my life too. Why can't I just live my life? Everybody else doing whatever they want to do. Stuff like that. But I mean, sometimes that ain't your calling, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes again, God sets you apart and got better and bigger things planned for you. Um, that sometimes we don't feel qualified for, and things like that. But again, I'm just trying to encourage you and inspire you this morning. So here go another verse. John 17:15-18. It says, I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. Sanctify them in the truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world. So, again, we could get more context and read more of what, the word has to say about all of these things in particular. But I guess what I'm gathering overall with this verse is that, again, God didn't take us out of this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not. I know here's the interesting thing about being a believer, right? It kind of makes you feel like, man, you hear so many stipulations, right? Or you hear so many things where people are like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and then you think like, man, like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? And granted, again, all things are lawful, right? But all things are not expedient, or y'all can read this what exactly that verse says, but basically the I guess I'm quite trying to quote the verse that talks about um everything not being beneficial or whatever. Like, yeah, you're able to do everything or whatever, but everything might not be beneficial for you to do. And so yeah, it can get difficult, right? Because you're living on earth, right? And you're having an experience just like everybody else, and then you feel like, if I can't do this, and these are supposed to be the things that are fun, and different things like that. Lord, do you just want me to go through life not having fun? Sometimes you feel that way. And I think you would be surprised to know like what the Bible has to say about things. Like when you actually read it for yourself. Because again, you could have people say to you all day long. And I think the thing is, right, sometimes we are led by our own convictions, right? We're led by the things that the way that we have to navigate life, and then we try to put those things on other people. Now, I'm not talking about what the Bible clearly says we shouldn't do. I'm not talking about that. Okay, I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm just talking about, for example, should you go to a party, right? Should you have a drink? Like stuff like that. Like, people will say to believers, or fellow believers will tell other believers that, hey, you shouldn't do, like, you shouldn't. And that's the thing. It's like, maybe you shouldn't, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't. And again, I'm not saying take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. Y'all go study the Bible for yourself, because maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Okay, so put that on the table for a second, so nobody goes and be like, "Well, Miracle said that I could just get out here and get drunk." I didn't say that, but I'm saying it's not said to have a drink, glass of wine, or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. And people make it seems like things like that are a quote unquote sin, just to have one drink, you know what I mean, or whatever. So that's why I say I think we'll be surprised to actually see what the Bible has to say for our, read it and then stuff like that. Now, again, if you don't want to read the whole Bible, I mean, go to godquestions.org, because they answer some of these questions, and that's what's pretty much in the Go Deeper section. That could at least get you started if you are somebody that are questioning things like that, and you're feeling like, man, I feel like I can't do da da da. Now, granted, again, you don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're somewhere where you feel like it's dangerous, like, or if you're somewhere where you really know you're not supposed to be, then that's a totally different conversation. But like, for example, last night, I mean, again, the restaurant ended up being more like a club atmosphere, but at the end of the day, hey, I still with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a wife, you know what I'm saying? I still presented myself as such. I still, you know what I mean? I just ate my meal, tried to talk to my friend in the loudness, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and other people might have been around doing whatever they were doing, but you know, um, I, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Now, I think perhaps maybe I would have been more comfortable in a place again that was maybe more elevated, more elegant, quieter, stuff like that. Maybe that because that's the vibes that I had in my mind or whatever. But it didn't take away from, or it doesn't make me bad, right? To just be at a restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, so what I'm saying, if you guys need to go deeper about stuff like that, because either I feel like what's happening is people are convicted by the things that they need to do, right? Like, for example, if I'm the type of person that knows that, hey, I deal with temptation, right? I deal with alcoholism. I deal with, such and such, whatever it is, right? Fill in the blank. If I know that I'm someone that has a struggle and has trouble in those areas, then yeah, it's not beneficial for me to have one drink. You know what I'm saying? It's not something I should do because I know that, hey, this takes me to a place that I shouldn't be, right? You're out of place, right? Um, but that doesn't mean I should tell you, or what. Like I said, this makes it difficult because I'm not sitting here trying to say you can't have righteous judgment and stuff like that, right? I'm not saying that at all. So don't. There's a place, right? There's time and a place to yeah, address things and call stuff out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what I'm saying is don't put like yokes on people that God don't put on us. That's all I'm saying. And that's why it's important, regardless of whatever I say, it's important for us to read the word for ourselves, study to show ourselves approved. So then you'll know. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to take my word for it. You ain't got to take nobody's word for it. Read it for yourself. Um, and let the Lord lead and guide you. That's all I'm saying. Like before I keep going and getting ahead of myself and saying too much, because I'm not trying to, be no stumbling block or at all. I'm just trying to encourage and inspire anybody listening to the sound of my voice to read about it for yourself. So here's another verse then. Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, "For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a people for his treasure possession out of all the peoples who are on the face of the earth." So yeah, I mean, sometimes again, yeah, you might feel like me, right? You might feel like, man, you know what? I'm not supposed to be here. I'm out of place. If that's how you feel, again, about wherever you are and things of that nature, then again, maybe you shouldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should take on, who was that? Was that Jacob? Or was it, no? Whichever was the young man that had to run, like somebody was, the Potiphar's wife that had him in a tempting situation, and he literally left his coat to run away. Like sometimes we might need to just, do that. If for example, that place I went to last night, if it was like too much, you know what I'm saying? If it was like, oh, this is gonna be, if it was even more than what it was, then yeah, I probably would have been like, you know what, yeah, let's find somewhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? Um, can you maintain again who you are, wherever you are? That's the question. It reminds me of last week because I told you guys we went bowling with my cousins and whatnot, and I ended up sharing this little because I was filming a little bit and I was doing like a selfie video and NJ was there. He was like, "I'm scared." And I'm like, "Oh, son, I do what I usually tell him. I'm like, I'm trying to encourage him not to be scared. Like, but anyway, I usually, tell him, oh, there's nothing to be scared about. And, we can pray at X, Y, and Z. And we prayed right there in the bowling alley. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can be wherever you at and still, again, be a child of God, then cool. If you know that this is going to be tempted for you in X, Y, and Z, then hey, leave. And I mean, I guess ultimately the juice is this morning that, hey, if you've ever felt out of place, you're not alone. I felt that way as well. But again, always be promoting the Lord, right, wherever you are. So anyway, y'all can go deeper. Plenty of verses and whatnot in those two articles I told you guys about. One of them is called "Should Christians Go to Parties?" Check that out. And there's another one that says, "What does the Bible say about drinking alcohol / wine?" Check those things out. If you guys don't want to again go through each verse for yourself, at least check the articles out and get started on those conversations. But yeah, that's the juice. That's the juice. Now the Bible verse of today is 1 John 3:1. It says, "See how very much our Father loves us, as for he calls us his children, and that is what we are. But the people who belong to this world don't recognize that we are God's children because they don't know him." Ooh. I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month.
take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.